Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Mano 777, and we're back inside of Destiny here with your weekly Nightfall Solo Strike. This week we are going to be facing the Dust Palace on Mars. We've got Epic, where heavily shielded and highly aggressive enemies appear in greater numbers. Void Burn, where void damage from any source is greatly increased. Berserk, where minions of the darkness will not flinch even after massive damage. Ironclad, where more enemies have shields. And Catapult, where grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. I'm going to show you my build and everything that I'm going to be using over there here in just a second, but let's wait for the narration.
The Dust Palace is lost to us again, back in Cabal hands. Word is they've let PSION Flayers out of their cages to dig around in the central AI's cortex, which means they really want what's buried in there. If Rasputin was protecting it, it's valuable. We've got to flush those Flayers out.
So apologies on my voice, folks. My voice is acting up just a little bit, so if I talk a little bit less, that is the reason why.
According to Vanguard reports from Cave, the PSION Flayers are already at the top of the Dust Palace. We better move.
So this is going to feature Cabal that are going to be coming and attacking you from here. So as much as possible, you want to hit them with the grenades. You've got whatever class you're using, so you can get lifesteal procking. You can also use any kind of Void Sniper, as well as your grenades together in conjunction to do some pretty good work here. So nothing too nasty, nothing too crazy, and no enemies that have got Void. At least in this opening room. Now again, because Berserk is on, that Centurion is not going to stop trying to hit you. So just take your time, make sure you knock him out quickly. If you do get pulled into this room, make sure that you have an escape route. So nothing too crazy in that room. Just make sure that you take cover when you need to. There are some enemies up on top, and that is what you were seeing. So Cabal, during this part of the strike, are pretty easy. What you want to watch for is any kind of taken or any kind of void attack that's going to happen. So look out for those scions. But for the most part, you should just be able to chuck grenades and do work here. Look out for any kind of enemy spawns. We're going to check the door, and we're going to get going from there. Yep, and there's some Vex. So that's what you're going to need to start working out for. You can see that that was a void grenade that they had in their hand over there. You'll also be careful in case if there are going to be Vex Cyclops up here, because they're going to shoot void, and it's going to be very, very, very painful. So as soon as I do this, I'm going to dip. Come back down below here, get to a safe spot, and let everything spawn in. Looks like we've got Cabal again, which is pretty optimal for us, honestly. But remember, since Berserk is on, none of these guys are going to stop shooting you, even if they're throwing, even if you give them massive damage. If you hit them with grenades or any kind of an explosive rounds, they're still not going to stop shooting there, unless if you annihilate them really quickly. So I'm trying to be really careful, especially around the corner here. I know that there's going to be some enemies. And because Ironclad is on, their shields are not going to just go away in an instant. So just be really careful of that. If this guy does this and they keep hiding, just find a different angle. Scions love to do this, where they'll just peek around corners for a second. They'll try and get their shields back. They're going to try and push you here. So you can see that took a little bit more time than I wanted it to be, but it's still fine. Not going to be an issue. Alright, and there we go. That's all there is to it. Pretty easy. Just a couple of annoying little guys here who are going to run away from you. And the thing about it is that with the scatter grenades or any other kind of grenades that you have, anything that you shoot at them, they're going to try and dodge pretty quickly. So Telesto is a good choice if you want to run up to those guys and stick them, because that will shoot pretty quickly and you'll be able to keep the damage on them if you don't want to dance around like I did. So just some food for thought. Okay, we've got some void enemies up here. We've got some Cabal, and we've got some Vex. So nothing too crazy. Again, nothing too crazy. Remember, there will be some spawn-ins that will happen, and just make sure you're checking, making sure that you're good to go here. again, you want to watch out for any enemies that have shields, because any enemies that have shields, they are not going to flinch. They're not going to do anything. They're just going to kind of hang out. Okay, he's getting his shield back, which is not optimal, but it's going to be okay. Be careful, especially right here. If you see this thing, the thing will explode if you get too close or if you accidentally chuck a grenade at it. Okay, nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead and scan the door. I think we're going to just be keeping with the Vex Cabal piece here in just a second. And come over here. Check the door as they come through. I'm going to try and knock them out. Again, because the grenades are rocking. Ooh, let's get out of here for a second. Let's take a second to get out of there. Because the grenades are pretty strong and powerful here, you're not going to really have to worry about trying to get through their shields somehow. The grenades will actually just chew through it. Ooh, we have some Vex. We have some Harpies. I haven't seen that in a while. Nothing too crazy. They do have don't even have void shields. They just have arc shields. So nothing too crazy. Nothing nuts. Go ahead and pick this up. Let's see if there's any more enemies. Yep, we got a couple more Scions that are going to be coming out of the side. Again, you have to be very careful if for any reason they start pushing you, because they do not flinch. The flinching is probably the most dangerous piece. For the Scions that have the yellow bars, the lemon bars as I like to call them, just make sure that if they start to dodge and dip and stuff like that, again, there's that nade, watch out for it. You can use that to your advantage like I just did, but if they do start to push you, or if you need a second, just make sure that you get some cover. Alright, luckily I got a little bit of ammunition for my heavy weapon, so nothing too crazy there. Hopefully we can get a little bit more. This is where things are going to get more interesting. Again, flinch is not a thing for the weapon, for the enemies you have here. Now, I've considered going to my solar sword here. We're going to try it out. I've got enough time, so if something happens and I wipe, it's not going to be the end of the world. There you go. Nothing too crazy. Let's go on over here. Let's activate the Cortex controls. And yeah, I'm gonna try using Dark Drinker. We're gonna try using it. If it fails, it fails. But in any case, I can show you what's going to happen. Make sure you pop your 3 coins before you do that. I should have popped that actually a little bit earlier. And one thing you can do is you can go to your memory of Radagast and change that up and get a little bit more shields, a little bit more heavy. I actually should have popped that while I had my weapon equipped. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the enemy that is going to not essentially have Ironclad. I'm going to go over here to the right side because that is where the Void Scion is going to be. There's going to be Arc over on the left, and then the center is going to be Solar. So as soon as they pop in, I'm going to chuck a nade at him, try and take down his shields. And so that's one thing to watch out for. I wanted to see what would happen if I did it. Whoops. We'll try that again. I think that's doable. I just did not, because they don't flinch, that's a big challenge. So again, it's not really too massive of if you accidentally die if you don't kill one of them. Now if you don't kill 2 of them, that's one thing. So you see he's running. He is running. One thing you're going to have to watch out for are the different enemies that are going to spawn in here. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I use this area underneath here for cover when things start getting dicey. part of it too is I haven't even gotten a silver medal here yet. We've been killing all the enemies like crazy, so I'm going to try and farm these enemies till I at least get a silver medal. Again, because the non-flinching thing is happening because they've got Berserk, you have to make sure that, like, a lot of times people assume that they're going to get kills or they're going to push in, and then those enemies are going to start feeling the burn. Okay, so you got to make sure that if that happens, you start to fall back. Let's take him out because those missiles are something I don't want to face very much. And again, I'm going to try and play it a little bit more safe. I might actually switch off. Okay, going to cover for a second. This is why having those grenades are amazing. Given the ability to chop them up is pretty solid. So you just have to constantly watch out for those enemy spawns. We're going to see if we can't pick one of these Scions off, see if I can trick them into going back over there. Again, if there is a grenade, or excuse me, a explosive device over on that side. I'm gonna try and get my Nova Bomb and do a little work here. You see how much they dodge? It's just insane. You just dodge constantly. That's probably the biggest annoying thing about this strike. And you can also see how far that PSION Flare shoots that stuff. Again, just a little hop over will take care of it. That's a trick I've used earlier. So you see that massive amount of damage there. Still, he did not even flinch in the slightest. Should be able to burn him on that one. And then as soon as that happens, start to back off because there will be more enemies that will proc. But that was a good kill there. That's going to be great. So you can actually see here comes the next ship that's coming in. And always be watching your radar. Always be watching your radar because there's going to be more ads that are going to spawn in different areas too. So you need to be prepared because again, if you don't get the head, if they gang up on you, it can be pretty rough for you. So go right over here. Use these areas for cover. I'm gonna chop through that guy's shields. Try and get them angled so they're in the position that I like them. Of all the things I would say is if you have an opportunity to get some kills on the enemies that are shooting rockets, they are probably the worst. So if there's anything you can do about that, now I'm in a bad position over here in terms of killing those guys that are there. So I'm going to try and move to a slightly alternative position. Maybe force them down the doors. Yep. I'm going to force them through this doorway so they get hit by all the grenades and stuff like that. Nothing too nuts. The nasty guy is still down there. He does not want to play nice. He wants to stay under there because he knows if he comes out, I'm going to wreck him. There's another one of those explosives. Just be really careful about that. Sounds like we have another ship coming in. Alright, there's Silver Contender. That's what I was waiting for. And here he is. See, he knew that if I would get in a bad position, he'd be able to take me out. But we're just being really careful here. Got a Scion right here. We're going to knock out. Instantly knock him out. Pretty easy. Be very careful, especially since you're using Nova Bomb. At least since I'm using Nova Bomb. Don't accidentally hit yourself in the face with a Nova Bomb. They'll instantly wipe you. Or your scatter grenades, for that matter. Looks to be in a pretty good position there. Did some pretty good work on him. I'm gonna just chuck a couple grenades over there. See if I can't get him. Gets trapped over there. Oh, and see, yep. Watch. Be really careful, because as soon as you think you're safe, since these guys don't flinch, they are going to gang up on you. So just take your time. Don't rush. Got plenty of time. Let your grenades recharge, because you can pretty much take them out instantly. Now, I've pretty much got them all down. Solar guy is still over there. And he's still getting wrecked. I'm going to chuck a couple more grenades. I should be able to take him out almost instantly. I'm going to take him out with a sword. There you go. One more Scion to kill. And again, just fall back for a second. You may even could push him if you want. But I know that there's going to be another ship and more ads coming in. So I'm just taking my time and not letting that happen. I would much rather get the kill and make sure that I get all of the stuff and give you guys a solid video where I don't die other than just trying out some stuff. Rather be safe. See right there, that rocket guy, look at how much life he took off. Just insane. So get to cover, fall back. There's no shame in just being like, you know what? I got to take this guy out. See, look at that. Even with the void damage, he's still... And it would help if I actually got a headshot. They're a little bit trickier on that one, so... You might try getting him in the side of the head. I didn't actually... I tried a couple of times to hit him square and it didn't quite proc, but... If you want to, if you get to a good position and you feel comfortable, you probably could take them out with the Nova Bombs. Again, I'm focusing on taking out these elite dudes. These guys are the worst. There we go. There's the headshot I was looking for. Again, taking my time. Nothing too crazy. I think there might be one more ship that comes in. Yep, and there's some more ads. There's a lot more Scions than I thought there were going to be. Alright, so there he is. He's set up. I'm waiting to see if there's going to be another ship that procs in a minute. If not, yep, there's the ship. Just as soon as I start running forward, there's always another ship. Still got plenty of time. Nothing crazy. There are rocket guys again. There's a headshot. See, I think if you get hit by an entire wave of those rockets, that you're toast. And especially if you go after two of them. So you see how rushing on this one does not actually get you anything good. Just take your time, take him out. Then he's going to be left all by himself. Get to a good position, get your life, start to wear him down with grenades. There are going to be some more Scions. If you've got rockets and you feel like you're comfortable, you could absolutely go after him. But again, I'm taking my time. I'm using Dark Drinker. Just wanted to see how it works. Sometimes scatter grenades do not work the way you want them to. There you go.
Nice work.
Easy peasy. And I got an extra skeleton key.
Flavors are dead.
Nothing too crazy. And what you can get here is you can get a Treads Upon Stars scout rifle, as well as you can get a Void Flare cloak. So that is the weekly Nightfall, and I got a Solar Flare mantle. Let's see what I got this week. 32-33, so that's a better roll than I had last time. So guys, that is the weekly Nightfall solo video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button for more Destiny content. If you got any comments or things that you want to talk about, post them down in the comments down below. Let me know what you got this week. If there is anything you're looking for this week, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time in the universe of Destiny. That just made my day because this is the only exotic that I needed to get on PS4. So I just got it. I'm super stoked. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best. Laters.